Calorie tracking sucks. And anyone who disagrees with that statement is probably someone that doesn't necessarily need to track calories. They've gone through a bunch of different bulk and cut cycles, and now they've got a pretty solid physique. But for someone that's just a beginner, the idea of tracking every single thing that you eat, weighing out the food, making sure it lines up in a correct range, it can be overwhelming. The great news is that it's not necessary to start losing weight. There's actually a lot of different ways that you can lose weight. You just need to make sure that you're in a caloric deficit. Some people like to do this by tracking calories. Other people like to do this by intermittent fasting. And some weirdos like to do it by cutting out carbs. But today I'm gonna walk you through what I call the 3-2-1-0 template. And it's something that I've used with many clients to help them lose weight and make it super simple. So let's dive in. So first off, we have the 3. Every day I want you to eat 3 protein dominant meals. Now, what is a protein dominant meal? Well, if we're not tracking, how can we possibly know that? This is where I like to use hand portions. So all of us are different size individuals, and therefore we all have different protein needs. And what's cool is the bigger the individual, the bigger the hand. So I want you to reference the palm of your hand as 1 serving of protein. And depending on that source, that's gonna be anywhere from 20 to 30 grams. And so a protein dominant meal could be described as having at least 1 serving of protein. Ideally, I'd like you to get that closer to 2. But if you're not someone that is used to eating a ton of protein, then it's probably better off to just start with 1. Small steps, that's the key to consistency. Now make sure that these meals taste really good and are super filling, because the whole idea is that we want to get away from snacking. Snacking is the downfall for a lot of diets. People don't realize how many hundreds and if not thousands of calories they're consuming just going to reach for a handful of nuts or chips from the pantry randomly throughout the day. So by having 3 high protein meals, you should be filled and then not turn to snacking nearly as much. The 2 is going to stand for having 2 glasses of water around those meals. It's surprising how many people walk around chronically dehydrated. And so this serves 2 purposes. The first is that it's going to make sure that you're having an adequate amount of water. Now this is hopefully not all of the water you're drinking throughout the day, but if it is, it's already a great start. But also going into a meal dehydrated can make it much easier to overeat. So by having a glass of water before you eat, and then another glass of water either during or immediately after, you're gonna ensure that you're hydrated and not overcompensating with food. The 1 is gonna stand for having 1 serving of a fruit or a vegetable at every meal. Listen, you gotta start eating your fruits and veggies. You are a grown adult. I don't care if you don't like the taste of them. And if that's the case, you probably just suck at cooking vegetables. I mean, vegetables are pretty bland anyway. Throw a good seasoning on them, and you're set. And if you say you don't like fruit, I can't help you. I don't know what to do with that. Fruit is delicious. Not saying you have to like every fruit, but if you can't find 1 type of fruit that you enjoy, shit, man, you got bigger problems. So 1 serving of fruit or vegetable at every meal. And then the 0, I want you to refrain from drinking alcohol. Okay, before you freak out, just listen. I am someone that believes alcohol can have a balance in your diet. But the problem is people abuse it way too much, and it makes weight loss so much more difficult. Not just from the negative effect the alcohol is having on your body, but more so what's happening as you drink alcohol. Because the unfortunate truth is once you're 5 beers deep, I guarantee you're not going for the chicken and fruit. You're probably gonna DoorDash some pizza. And I don't blame you, because that's what I would do. But if you're drinking alcohol once or twice a week, and that's leading to 1 or 2 of those late night orders, all of a sudden, you're racking up a ton of calories that is gonna keep you from losing weight. So I'm gonna put a little asterisk by the 0. I want you to routinely say no to alcohol until you at least start seeing the weight go down. And then I'm gonna share a piece of wisdom that I got off of James Smith. I think it was him that said it. Alcohol should be used to celebrate. And if you're overweight, don't like how you look and feel, then what the heck are you celebrating every week? Wait till an actual celebration comes in, like a wedding or a trip. Then you can have some alcohol. But in your current state, it's not doing you any favors. And that's it. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3 protein dominant meals. Remember, use your palm, 1 to 2 palms per meal. 2 glasses of water around your meals. Make sure 1 is before you start eating. 1 serving of fruits or vegetables at every meal. It's not that difficult. You can find one that you enjoy. And no alcohol, unless you're celebrating something cool. And that's what I got for you. Simple, Easy. Follow it, and you'll start losing weight. Peace.